Hi, and welcome to day 3. So today we have circular joint warm-up. This is a staple warm-up for me where I go through each segment of the body. You can be much more detailed with this style warm-up, but today we're going to do general ankles, hips, shoulders, wrists, and neck. Pretty much any part of the body that moves. So let's grab our mat or a nice place on the floor. You can even be in your bed or on a couch. And let's come onto our backs. So every time you come onto your back, make sure that you take the time and lengthen your spine along the floor. You might want to lift it up and set it back down and just wiggle yourself and take that time. Check that the neck is not crunched up in any way. And just find your back meeting with the mat, meeting with the floor. And you can shift your hips from side to side and start to find your breath. I always love a little bit of traction for the hips, pushing down on my thigh bones, lengthening the low back a little more. Let's take a deep breath together here. And melt into the floor on your exhale. So let's take a few breaths on the floor. You can keep your hands on the thighs. You can have them to your side. Your choice. I'll keep mine to the side so you can see the body. So as I inhale, I'm going to tilt my tail into the floor and arch my back. So I create this space under my back. When I exhale, I press into my feet gently, press my back into the floor. So let's do a few of these. Breathing in, creating that space between the back and the floor. The belly bowls, the belly rounds. My knees are gently opening to either side. I'm just letting them be comfortable. Adjust your feet to what is comfortable for you. And we'll do 4 more like this. So inhaling, tilting, back arches off the floor. Exhale, pressing the back into the floor, feeling the front of the body contract, feel stronger, wrap. Inhale, tilting, belly becomes wide, ribs open in the front. Exhale, pressing the back into the floor, closing the ribs, closing the front of the body, feeling the abs engage. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. And exhale, pressing the feet into the floor. So a few tilts we've done of the pelvis. Continue. And as you tilt, you might notice that your skull, the upper back drags a little bit, pulls. And then exhale, tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. And final one, for real this time. Arching the back and exhale. Press the low back into the floor. From here, I'll bring my legs together and I'll extend one leg up. So it doesn't matter which one you do first because we'll do both. And you can point your toe, flex the foot, bring some movement to the foot, see how that feels today. And we'll start to circle first one way. Always breathing. Long, slow breaths if you can, like we did in day 1. In day 2, circle between 8 to 20 circles. Go until you feel that little burn in the lower leg. Reverse your circle now. Always breathing. And now I'll bring my awareness into my knee. So flex and extend or straighten and bend that knee. I'm keeping my foot flexed. It helps me feel more controlled than just like having a floppy foot. So if you like that floppy feeling, you can go for it, but I'm keeping my foot flexed. You don't have to. And I'm rotating from side to side. It's coming from my femur as I straighten and bend, lubricating the knee joint. And then I will keep the knee bent and imagine I have a pencil coming out of my knee, and I'll start to draw little circles on the ceiling, circling from my hip joint. At the same time, I'm breathing, of course. And at the same time, I'm engaging through my abs and pressing in my opposite foot to keep my back stable. I don't want to be rolling everywhere, but I want to keep the body stable. Isolate the movement, rotate from the hip. I'll let the circle gradually get bigger. So I'm drawing a spiral on the ceiling. Let the circle get as big as you can. Notice any popping in the hip and try to smooth it out. When you've circled as wide as you can, let's circle back. So from big circle, back into smaller circles. Extend that leg up and give it a little shake, shake, shake. And gently placing that foot on the floor. Readjust your back, tilting the spine. And now this leg will help stabilize as we put the other leg up to the sky. Begin circling the foot, exploring pointing and flexing. Circling first one way, about 8 to 20 circles. Really feel into that lower leg. And reverse your circles. And then bring your awareness into this knee, flex and extend, or straighten and bend. You can keep the foot floppy, or you can have it more controlled with the flexed foot. Straightening and bending the knee. And now keeping that knee bent and imagining you have that pencil coming from the knee straight to the ceiling, and I'm drawing circles on the ceiling. I'm using my other foot that's down to help stabilize, and I'm using my arms to press into the floor to give me stability. I'm breathing. Circle, let your circles become wider. Work through the hip. Press the back and the back of the head into the floor as you circle. And then circle back. And then when you're back to where you started, bring that leg up, shake it out. Inhale and exhale as you place the foot on the floor. Let the back be heavy. And now I'll just let my knees go gently, not all the way to the side, but just tilting. They're pretty much still pointing at the ceiling, but just kind of going side to side, engaging the abs, massaging the low back. And then slowly, let's make our way back into a seated position. So I'm going to roll over to one side, use my hands to help me up, and come into that seated position. So it can be on a chair, it can be cross-legged, whatever one works for you. And we'll continue the circular joint warm-up. So just like the legs, we have our arms and hands. Breathing, we can stretch the hand, stretching along the front of the arm. A little stretch, and then other side, a little stretch. A couple ways you can stretch the hands is just placing them down on the floor and spreading the fingers wide. That might be enough of a stretch. Alternatively, you can rotate the fingers open, put them on the floor, stretch out the hand like this, and the arm. And gently roll the fingers back off the floor. And now we'll think of our wrists. So rolling the hands like we rolled the feet. I have my fingers in best. You can put your fingers open and include them in the circle. Maybe you hear some snap, crackle, and popping reverse your circles. So just think of how, like the knee, my elbow can straighten and bend at the same time I do my wrist circles. And shake your hands. You can continue any of these as long as you like. This is just a little guided practice for you today. So next we'll get into the shoulders, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. I'll turn to the side so I can show you. I'm articulating through my upper back as well. I'll use my hands, pull myself forward with the shoulders, and I'll take them up, back, and down. And I kind of close a little bit in the front body. It's like my rib cage goes up and then back. It's making a circle this way. So breathing in, stretching forward, breathing out. Again, shoulders come up. So combining these two movements together, or just take one. Or you can continue with just the shoulders, rolling the shoulders up, squeezing close to the ears, and then broadening the shoulders, broadening the collarbones, letting them roll down the back. You can roll the shoulders forward also. You can start with 8 to 12 shoulder rolls. And again, if something feels great and you want to continue, go for it. Just don't overdo it on your first day. And then rolling both shoulders, alternating. And then we'll come into the head and the neck. So be very careful with your neck. Everyone's neck is different, and you know your body better than anyone. So a few things about the neck. I always go for my length. And I think of rotating my head that's sitting on the top of my skull, my skull that's sitting on top of my spine. And I try to feel that rotation from there, and I try to feel any stretching from there. Again, keeping with the theme of circular and joints, which is our whole spine is a joint, and then especially where the head and the spine meet. So I'll lengthen, open through the collarbones, and tilt my chin. And from here, I'll just rotate one ear to one shoulder as I breathe in. And breathing out, let the head roll through center. The neck is long. The head is just sitting on top of the spine. Not going to our maximum stretch, just bringing movement, warming the joint. Rolling through one ear to one shoulder. I'm going through a crescent shape through my frontal plane. And we'll do one more to each side. This time when we go back to the other side, we'll just hold it over there. Stretching through that opposite side of the neck. You can take one arm behind, or you can even circle the shoulder that the head is reaching away from. Breathe. And then I'll release that arm, let the head come back through center, crossing across, going to the other side. Hold and breathe. Feel that shoulder open. I can bring the hand behind to help open. And little rolls of the shoulder, tiny movements as I stretch. And then gently releasing that arm, letting the head roll back to center. Inhale, exhale, let the head come up. And then I'm going to think of circling, like I'm drawing a circle from my chin right here. A little circle like this, circling the head. You can take your whole body into the shape of the circle. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward. Again, you can be sitting in a chair if cross-legged is not comfortable for you. Reverse your circle. And slowly bring yourself back to center. Sit. Notice your whole body, top to bottom, all the moving parts of your body we moved. Again, you can go more deeply into detail with all of this. This is a general full body joint warm-up, circular, based in circles. Inhale and exhale fully. You can pair this practice with any of the previous days or continue moving at your own pace, however you feel inspired. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.